People had to learn the hard way you are not to be messed with, and they're regretting it. You see, there are some people, they feel like they have the right to bully, belittle, and put down other people. And then they don't understand why their life is falling apart. When people find out the hard way that messing with you was a mistake, they realize that everything they try to do to you actually starts happening to them. This is the reason why you can deal with jealous, envious, or toxic haters at your job. They try to make your job hard. They try to make your life miserable. And then a month later, they're fired. It's because the bad energy they put out comes back to them. So these people learned the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. They don't understand that certain people, they have power, be it spiritual or be it physical. You operate in power, not that fake confidence, fake bully energy that they put out, but you have truly quiet, powerful confidence. You understand that no matter what people try to do to you, nothing they do will succeed. And jealous, envious, or toxic people, they have to find out the hard way that coming against you is a mistake. See, that's the reason why some people get confused and wonder why you are not getting all upset, getting all nervous, losing your head because people are picking with you, people are trying to make things hard for you, because you understand it's only a matter of time before they fail. You understand it's only a matter of time before they are out of your space. I have spoken about this before in other videos, but I will say it again. Every time I dealt with somebody, especially in the workplace, who was trying to make life hard for me, suddenly they were no longer there. Suddenly they went to another job, or they got fired, or something happened. It's something about having quiet confidence and having power, understanding that God has your back. For me, it's like people who attempt to put you down and make your life hard, they're suddenly put into a different place. Suddenly, it's like a door opens where they have to just leave. And people don't understand why things are happening. It's because instead of responding, instead of getting on their level, you wait for things to take its natural course. Women who are often the targets of other people's jealousy, envy, or their negativity, people find out the hard way about you by seeing how you move, despite the fact they are trying to make things hard for you. You understand that no matter how hard they try, the worse they try to treat you, the more their life is going to fall apart. There are some people, because they see you succeeding, because they see you have a happy life, they envy that and they wish the worst for you. But when you don't have bad things happening, when you just continue on as business as usual, these people begin to wonder, why is it that you are unbothered, unfazed by what they're doing? But seemingly everything they go through is very hard. People find out the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. You see, and this is just how I believe, and this is not a preachy message or a spiritual message per se, but it's something about having the power of God on your side where you do not get easily angered, easily flustered. You just remain calm and cool because you know your enemies will be taken care of. And there are some people who do not understand that. Women who are wise, women who are grounded, women who remain unbothered and maintain their peace, we do not allow people to make us feel uneasy or unhinged as if they have some kind of control or power over our lives. And that actually upsets some people. When you are dealing with people who attempt to bully you and they find out the hard way that that was a mistake, they exhaust themselves trying to get at you. You ever notice some of the most meanest, miserable people who mistreat others? They look at least 10 times older than what they actually are. It's because being a hater is a hard job. It can make you look as if life has ran you down. And while they're looking all ran down and crazy, you are continuing to look free flowy, calm, because you refuse to let them get under your skin. So these people learned the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. This brings me to my next point. A woman who understands that she doesn't necessarily have to respond to every person that's trying to attack her, that people eventually learn the hard way that messing with you was a mistake. These people begin to malfunction when they see that you have other people on your side. You see, there are some people who see you being quiet, see you being reserved, and they take that as if you are weak or alone. Not only if you are a spiritual woman, do you have the power of God on your side, but you have people who actually have your back. You have people known to you and unknown to you that are watching out for you. I have experienced a few times in my life where I had people trying to come at me unprovokedly, trying to make life hard, trying to make me lose my job, but there were people actually looking out for me. There were people who saw what these people were trying to do to me, and they intervened. People who learned the hard way that it was a mistake messing with you, they don't understand that just because you don't walk in that fake bravery that they do, just because you don't walk in that fake confidence that they do, that does not mean that you are not well protected. Not only are you well protected in the natural, you are also well protected in the spiritual. I truly believe, and this is just for me, that God will send people in your life to watch out for you. God will send people in your life that will have your back, even when you don't know that they have your back. It's something about women who are wise, who have that soft strength, who have that confidence, who don't really need to prove to people that she's doing great, that no matter how much they try to come against her, you are perfectly fine. You have no fear of them sabotaging you. This brings me to the next point. When people learn the hard way that messing with you was a mistake, they don't understand just how far you will go to protect yourself. Now, I am not talking about doing something unhinged. I'm not talking about doing something that is, on a very lowbrow kind of way of being. I'm not talking about that. People who feel like they can target you because you tend to be more reserved, you tend to be more calm, you are not walking in that rah-rah energy like they are, they underestimate the lengths you will go to protect yourself. They think for some reason you're a fool, or as if you don't have enough intelligence to come up against them. People who learn the hard way that messing with you was a mistake, when you come against them and send that legal paperwork, when you come against them and you have HR and your management waiting for them, when you have the police or the authorities waiting for them, when you actually, deal with them yourself directly and bring up something they thought you were too afraid to bring up, they can't believe it. They're so surprised that you would stand up to them, that you would value yourself enough to do the extra work to get them out your face, to get them out your way. So these people learned the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. As women, it is important to understand that every battle does not have to be fought naturally. Sometimes you win battles by simply continuing on with business as usual. I have seen some people who say, what do I do when these people are trying to make me feel some kind of way in my workplace? They're trying to bully me. They're trying to make me feel uncomfortable. They're trying to make me leave this place. People who find out that messing with you was a big mistake, when they learn the hard way that trying to mess with you was a big mistake, they realize that you cannot be easily ran away. Matter of fact, you can't be ran away from a place you want to be in. You cannot be pushed out of different opportunities and spaces simply because somebody doesn't like you. That is their problem. People learn the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake when you walk into that space, when you occupy the same space as your haters and you do it confidently. When you show up looking good, feeling good, understanding that if you are a spiritual woman, you have the power of God on your side and you believe that you are being looked out for by people you know and people you don't know, there is absolutely nothing that your haters, your enemies, or people who try to come against you can do. So these people learned the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. And it's not because you are somebody that's, intimidating. And I have to explain this because some women, when I speak this way, some people might take this as you think that you are so tough. You think you're better than someone. You think you are all that, as they used to say. It's not that. A woman who understands her value and her worth, a woman who refused to allow people to allow her or to make her shrink down, and bow out of life. You are the kind of woman where people will learn the hard way that it was a mistake to mess with you. Not because you're so tough, not because you're so rough. You're actually quite the opposite. What people who are jealous, envious, or toxic consider toughness is that fake confidence, bully, mean-spirited energy. But you don't carry that. Even while people are putting you through the ringer, even while people are trying to give you a hard time, you still remain confident, you still remain classy, you still remain gracious and kind to people who are extending kindness to you. And as to your haters, you know how to see them, but not see them. You treat them like they are just background noise. That is truly how you're able to operate when people are trying to make life hard for you. People learn the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake when they realize that nothing they do can take away your confidence. Nothing they do can take away your ability to walk in faith. The way you are, the way you think, the way you operate is deeper than their little petty tactics. People who are not validated by other people, and I've spoken about this extensively, but it bears repeating. People who are self-validated are not easily consumed or crushed by people who try to make their lives miserable. It's because you walk in something deeper that jealous, envious, miserable, or toxic people will never understand. When they find out that messing with you was a big mistake, when they have to learn the hard way that all it takes for you is one prayer and they're out your space, all it takes is for you to be very consistent and bold and unbothered for them to get the hint. All it takes is for you to not run away from spaces and places where they are before they have to realize that they're going to have to get used to you being around. That's when they learn the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. You are not easily ran away. You are not easily put off. And I am not saying for some women, it can be uncomfortable. When you are dealing with jealous, envious, or toxic people, when you're dealing with evil people who are seemingly coming at you hard, that can feel uncomfortable. But people who are like that, when you realize that they act that way, not so much because of you, but because you represent what they are not, a lot of times when people learn the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake, it's because those people are trying to get you so down, get you so discouraged that hopefully they can shine when they get you to downplay yourself a little bit. So these people learned the hard way that messing with you was a big mistake. And I want to backtrack on that. It's not about being tough. As classy, wise, discerning women, we do not walk around like rah-rah. We're not doing all of that. I'm speaking this way because I am teaching you, I am giving you a message, but in my everyday life, I am not speaking this bluntly and or boldly. Women who remain unbothered, and when people realize and learn the hard way that messing with you is a big mistake, sometimes it's the things that you don't say and the things that you don't do that scare them. They know People who are jealous, envious, and oftentimes very malicious, they know what they're doing. They know that they are attempting to push all your buttons. And when they see that you are not bothered by it, when they see that they're not getting the response, the reaction that they thought they would get from you, they start to get a little uneasy. They start to wonder, what is she up to? She heard me say this, but she didn't say anything. She saw what I tried to do, but she didn't do anything. They don't understand that you allow people the opportunity to mess themselves up. The more they try to come at you, the more you focus on their patterns, the more you focus on their patterns, the more you build your case. Women who are wise and discerning, we give people the opportunity to darn themselves. And when that happens, they realize that messing with you was a big mistake. As women, don't let people run you out of places and spaces you want to occupy. People will learn the hard way that messing with you is a mistake, and they will back off. The more bold you are, the more confident you are, the more you stand in your power, which I believe comes from God, the more people will begin to back off. Don't let them run you away. Remain confident, and they will learn. Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you are aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.